Hello everybody, welcome to your Daily Pop. How is everybody? Hooray, welcome back Gregory Scott. I'm so excited he came back from Florida. He's one of my people that I like to listen to daily. I like his reads and insights. And that brings us to today. So great, I just noticed this background looks exactly like some of the artwork in the card, so I thought it looked pretty. And I actually placed one over another one on the end bits here for confrontation and thinking. So this allows us, this is actually for ourselves too, to confront our thoughts that come in. Because if we're looking for new friends, exploration, trust, invitations, foundation, joy, confidence, all of these things, we have to confront our thought process when it tells us we're not worthy or we're not going to achieve, or it's difficult to find, right? Like, oh, it's difficult to find good people, good friends, good relationships. Really, really think about this and confront your thoughts when negative thoughts come in, and switch them over to this. I will just say out loud, I have wonderful, strong friendships. I have a strong foundation. I am safe. I am worthy, over and over and over, because sometimes we let thoughts just pop up and linger. And what happens is, if we don't shift them, they then become a mood, right? We can become cranky. We can become doubtful. We can become fearful. And what we want out of this is to stop the overthinking, getting stuck in our head, and we want movement. There's so much wisdom in our heart and our intuition, so we're going to let that in and let our heart over kind of like trump our ridiculous scheming that goes on in our head that creates problems for no reason, okay? We all have this wonderful vision of where we want to go, how we want to be treated, how we want to operate in the world. My first thought when I wake up is thank you, universe, again, for having me wake up and be excited about my family, my life, my vocation, good health, all of this, my personal space that I have, sacred space, all of this, health. You know what I mean? Some people, they wake up and they have extreme ailments that find it difficult to move, breathe, all of that. So the abundance that's in our world, we look to the abundance and we connect with that, and that really radiates and tells the universe that we have so much gratitude for what we have. Okay, so confront those thoughts when they come in. And do I really have a lack of time? Do I really have a lack of funds? Have I ever gone starving or hungry because of a scenario where there was absolutely nothing? Or did something come in at the last moment? Or how did I rectify that scenario? Most of the times the defeat or the win happens in our head, with whether our intuition that says we know everything will be all right and that things are improving consistently too. Just stopping the overthinking. I find if I initiate an action when it first pops up in my head and I know it's going to be something that's positive, I have such a great day because I start to get in that stride. Wow, that's a good idea. I'm going to do that. Oh, I want to organize my beats and then make some jewelry. Going to do that. Jump right on it. I don't talk myself out of a good idea. I jump right on that 5-second rule. Get up, move a muscle, change a thought right then when I think of it. You ever been just lounging in bed and your head starts ticking away and you're worried about your work week? It's particularly strong for a lot of people on Sunday. Your work weekend, this and that. Get up and do something, or put on something, put on a fun show, a movie, but something pops in your head like, I'd love to go get a cappuccino and go, meander around the beach and feel good and have free-flowing thoughts and feel relaxed and all of that. Even if it's only for like 10 minutes, my whole body depressurizes when I'm near water. So doing something good for yourself, appreciating, see the abundance, letting go, and noticing when that overthinking comes in. Replace it with a desire for creativity. Let go of the restlessness, because that's all pride and ego. Instead, we're letting in the flow state of, gee, what can happen? Now, I love this exploration and relationship. Right now, I want you to just think of a relationship you're having. One that's supremely good and going smooth and flowing, and one that you might be avoidant of, or it has difficulties. And ask yourselves, what is the component in the relationships that are going smoothly? It's probably unconditional acceptance, right? Unconditional love, where you don't feel like you're going to be critiqued, criticized, or whatever. I mean, I have had in my day too certain friends that I don't go to certain events or places with, either because I had this one friend, I love her to death. She was one of my mom friends, but she swore like an absolute sailor. And I mean loud and no regard who was around or what. And it was so funny because she was, like really hilarious, but it was one of those things that I wouldn't be bringing her into a quiet, I wouldn't bring her into a quiet place where she might just pop off. I like really enthusiastic, wild people, but there's something about really loud and crazy swearing in public that it just makes me cringe. I'm like, especially there's kids around. But again, that's it. Explore these relationships. What about the relationship where there's tension or difficulty? Is that person trying to convince you of a better way of life or how you could be better? Again, lack of unconditional love. Are they a Debbie Downer, constantly telling you every problem they have and why? I'm studying this show right now, and I like watching it too, because I like to see the dichotomy of how people interact with other people and temptation and all this stuff. So it's like this X is on the beach, but they're in their ski lodge, and how absolutely horrendous people can treat one another when a new shinier thing comes in and they're like, bye, and dump you like a bag of rocks. I am blown away. Again, I equate a lot of this to youth, and the people that are on some of these shows, they really are kind of like fame hungry anyway, so their priorities are a little screwy. But for some of them, I'm like, wow, I can't believe the lack of communication, or how you wouldn't tell somebody how you truly feel. And also the devious behaviors when people cheat and they don't want to get caught, that kind of thing. So do you have friends, again, that aren't necessarily telling you the truth? They're obfuscating. There's difficulties in that. They complained there was one girl on there that people just wanted to leave because all she did was want to make everything about the situation, just talk about how she feels and they feel. Very selfish, very self-involved, and also a Debbie Downer, and how this was too cold, everything was Goldilocksville, too hard, too soft, too whatever, everything was too much. And really, people, they don't recognize that effect they have on others when they're constantly complaining. And some people think it's a bonding type of thing. It's not. I'm not talking about everyday things. If you have an injury and you're talking, my foot really hurt so much, this fell on it, so and so. This is a different thing where you just see kind of the darkness or the problems and things. It affects the energy of other people around you. So if you have somebody in your orbit like that and you really like them, I feel like it's time for a conversation to let them know, listen, I really enjoy your company, but I am affected, being an empath, by your moods and what you say, and the majority of it is quite negative, and it makes me start to think that way, and I want to maintain and retain our friendship, but honestly, and point them in the direction that'll be helpful. There are so many great speakers, YouTubers, TED Talks on this, because it's simply a pattern that needs to dissipate and be broken. That's all it is. People learn bad habits and you got to drop it, right? You have your one days where you may, and I do this why I love fast food and junk. I don't eat that every day, and it wouldn't be good for me if I did. So again, we go back into healthier habits. But I love this one. Again, confront those thoughts that come in that are negative or pressurize you for any reason. Go, it's simply not true. I'm fine. I have all the assets, resources, people, love, and confidence that I need to push through in anything. Again, stop the overthinking. And usually water while you're in the shower, that does that. And just say, I release all these pressurizing thoughts. They're simply not true. And learn to control and move a muscle, change a thought. When that good idea comes in that says, hey, go for a walk, go to a yoga class, have some water, relax, step away too. You ever watch something on TV? Starts to be a downer for you. It could be the news, it could be anything. Step away, boom, click that off. Listen to your intuition, because sometimes our ego will yell where our intuition will whisper, and we want to switch that around. Listen to that beautiful intuitive voice that says, you're okay, everything's going to be all right. And get those emotions stable, because again, our thoughts become moods, become behaviors. And you ever find yourself just being erratic and trying to run away, and like maybe just going shopping, overspending, going online? That's kind of like an escapism. If you don't need anything, you know what I mean? Because there is a thought that wants to arise, you can address it and be like, okay, just be mature. I feel this way, so I'm going to have a conversation about this. I feel this way, so I'm going to change and do something about it. It can be whatever. It can be on the physical plane, the spiritual, mental, whatever it is. Just stepping into the light and saying, okay, let's shine some light on this, see where I need to have change, and I'm ready for it. It's as simple as that. This doesn't work, so I'm going to do something different. Like that, slow, methodical, calm steps. We're in no hurry. This isn't some sprint to the finish line. This is growth. It's personal growth, all of this. And you're doing amazing. But I feel anybody who watches any kind of videos that kind of like can reset and they're learning from, by just watching this video, you're doing that. You're realizing this is a pop of positivity. It's something where we can put on that little learning jacket and saying, yeah, I do look at something like that. I have to do this for myself every day. I listen to Louise L. Hay every single day, if not every single day, big chunks during the week, because I really need that kind of reset. And yeah, you know what? Everything is better than okay, and I should have gratitude for it so more of that good stuff can come in. So love and light, you guys. Have a great day.